When the Battle of Gettysburg comes to mind, figures such as Pickett, Hancock, and Longstreet spring instantly to memory, heroes etched deeply into the annals of history. Yet imagine there exists a concealed story, hidden for more than 100 years, that challenges everything commonly believed about that decisive day. In 1875, a full decade after the fighting ended, a Confederate general wrote a letter revealing a startling and profoundly personal view of Gettysburg, one steeped in controversy, remorse, and a haunting reflection on what might have been. This is no ordinary war tale. It is a candid, unvarnished look into the confusion, leadership conflicts, and dire choices that ultimately dictated the outcome of one of the Civil War's most critical engagements. Join me as we examine General John Bell Hood's revealing letter to General James Longstreet, uncovering a hidden dimension of Gettysburg history long overshadowed. From covert maneuvers and unattainable commands to a savage attack costing many lives, this is the narrative left out of conventional history books. Stay tuned until the end. You won't want to miss a single aspect of this gripping, untold chapter from America's bloodiest confrontation. Before we dive in, please like and subscribe to our channel to support this history community. The mention of Gettysburg evokes a few immediate names: Pickett, Hancock, Meade, McLaws, Longstreet. But today I'll focus on General John Bell Hood. His assault on Little Round Top remains a defining moment of this historic battle. It is vital to consider his first-hand description of the events on July 2, 1863. In 1875, years after the conflict, General James Longstreet, somewhat estranged from many former Confederates because of his political shifts, reached out to Hood. Longstreet sought Hood's perspective on the Gettysburg campaign. I want to share the letter Hood sent in response, vividly capturing his experiences during the fight. On the morning of July 2nd, shortly after daybreak, I arrived with my staff at the heights overlooking Gettysburg. As I mentioned before, my division moved into a nearby open field. There, the men stacked their weapons and rested briefly, awaiting further orders. Not far away, earlier that morning, we had been alongside Generals Lee and A.P. Hill, carefully observing the Union forces' positions. General Lee, dressed fully in uniform, with his coat buttoned to the neck and saber belt secured, paced beneath the shade of large surrounding trees. He carried his field glasses by his side, occasionally stopping to scrutinize the enemy's positions. Hope seemed to fill him, though sometimes he appeared lost in deep thought, contemplating the challenges ahead. Nearby, Colonel Fremantle from England sat in a tree fork, constantly scanning the elevated Federal positions through his binoculars. It was clear General Lee was eager for us to attack that morning. He told me, "The enemy is here, and if we fail to defeat him, he will defeat us." Still, I thought it wiser to wait for Pickett's division, which was still in the rear, before launching our assault. Later, resting near a sturdy tree, you remarked, "The general seemed restless this morning. He wants me to attack, but I hesitate without Pickett. I never like to go into battle with one boot off." Thus, the morning dragged on with anticipation and tension until afternoon. Around 3 o'clock, we decided we could no longer wait for Pickett's division. We turned our focus to the far right and prepared to attack along Emmitsburg Road. McLaws advanced first, with my division following closely. Soon I was ordered to speed up and move ahead of McLaws. To do so, I sent an advance force to tear down fences and clear the path. My orders were clear: position my division across Emmitsburg Road, establish a strong battle line, and prepare to attack. Before reaching the road, I sent trusted Texas scouts to locate the enemy's extreme left flank. They quickly returned, reporting the flank anchored on Round Top Mountain. They described open, accessible terrain around a wooded pasture near Round Top, offering us a chance to strike the enemy from the side and rear. They also noted tightly packed Federal wagon trains behind their lines, vulnerable to assault. At Emmetsburg Road, I quickly positioned artillery batteries and opened fire, ready to engage and possibly change the battle's course. Enemy artillery responded swiftly, revealing their positions clearly. The left flank lay near Round Top, with lines curving in a concave shape as we advanced. Troops were stationed ahead of their main line between the road and Round Top, arranged on a rise near a peach orchard, ready to face us. To obey orders and attack along the road, I had to push back this forward line first. Huge boulders at the mountain's base created narrow passages, threatening to scatter us as we climbed. My division would also be exposed to heavy fire from the enemy's main line on higher ground, with Round Top at their far left flank. The concave enemy line meant we'd face crossfire from front, side, and rear simultaneously. Climbing the steep rocky mountain under such fire made driving the enemy back nearly impossible without heavy loss. If we succeeded, it would cost many brave soldiers dearly. My Texas Scouts' reconnaissance and my own observations came quickly, faster than it has taken to recount this now, yet the scenes remain vivid as if yesterday. I informed you immediately that attacking Emmetsburg Road was unwise, urging permission to maneuver around Round Top to attack the enemy's flank and rear. I sent a staff officer explaining this request. Your reply was clear. General Lee's orders were to attack straight up Emmetsburg Road. I sent another officer to repeat my concerns and appeal to maneuver around Round Top. Your answer stayed the same. Meanwhile, I continued artillery fire and grew more certain the Federal line reached Round Top. It seemed folly to expect success under these conditions. The enemy's position was nearly impregnable, able to repel our advance by rolling rocks and firing from flanks. For a third time, I dispatched a staff officer urging you to see the situation firsthand. I chose my adjutant general, Colonel Harry Sellers, confident in his skill. He returned confirming General Lee's order to attack Emmetsburg Road. Shortly after, Colonel Fairfax from your staff also reiterated these orders. After protesting this assault once in my entire military career, I commanded my line forward to attack. As we advanced, you personally approached, and I voiced my concerns again, regretting we couldn't flank Round Top. You replied firmly, emphasizing carrying out Lee's orders. Despite heavy fire, I advanced. About 20 minutes after reaching the peach orchard, I was severely wounded in the arm and removed from the field. This injury ended my direct role in the engagement. As I was carried away, sorrow filled me. Worried for my valiant soldiers in one of the finest divisions in our renowned army. I truly believed that if allowed to flank around Round Top, we would have seized it and driven the enemy off the field. Respectfully yours, J.B. Hood. John Bell Hood stands out as a notable and deeply compelling general in history. Complex and multifaceted, I aim to explore his life further in future videos. Still, his Gettysburg assault remains widely remembered. The Devil's Den and Little Round Top are among the most famous battlefield sites, known for brutal, bloody fighting. The attacks there rank among the Civil War's most savage, with intense combat and heavy casualties. Hood's personal account of that day adds a gripping dimension. He wrote this nearly a decade after the war's end, raising questions about the accuracy of his memory. Can we fully trust his recollections? Might details have grown hazy or altered over time? Human memory is fallible, and as years pass, facts can blur or vanish. Hood did not document his reflections immediately post-battle, adding uncertainty. Still, his letter to Longstreet offers an engaging glimpse into his experiences and viewpoints during a pivotal moment. It also reveals the mindset of a Confederate general wrestling with the chaos of war and command's heavy burdens. His vivid descriptions and emotional tone convey the harsh realities soldiers faced that day. Sadly, only 4 years after writing this letter, Hood died in New Orleans. His life and military career continue to fascinate historians and Civil War enthusiasts alike. General Hood's 1875 letter doesn't just recount a battle. It questions the decisions that shaped history. Was there a way to change Gettysburg's course? Did inflexible orders doom countless brave men? How much of what we understand is framed by memory, politics, or lost voices? Reflecting on Hood's haunting words, one thing stands clear. History is never simple. Untold stories and forgotten voices still hold power and demand to be heard. What do you think? Could Hood's warnings have changed the outcome, or was tragedy unavoidable? Share your thoughts below, and let's uncover Gettysburg's hidden layers together. If you found this glimpse into history as compelling as I did, please like, subscribe, and share. Because the past holds many secrets still waiting to be discovered.